Hello, welcome to Trinity Lutheran Church. My name is Pastor Kathy and we are part of the ELCA. And this is our daily Lenten devotion for Wednesday, April 6th. I'm wondering, how are you doing after yesterday's devotion? It was a hard one. It was a hard one, talking about what those verses brought up for you. Pastor Stevens told us his stomach churns when he thinks about them. I'm wondering if Lent, these verses, or anything else in your life does that to you. I hope you journaled about it. But today's Lenten devotion comes from this book. Again, the book is available on Amazon. I highly recommend it. And it starts with a scripture reading, and today's comes from Luke chapter 18, verses 31 through 34. And I read that out of the Amplified translation. Here we go. Then, taking the 12 apostles aside, he said to them, "Listen, we are going up to Jerusalem, and all things that are written about the Son of Man through and by the prophets will be fulfilled. For he will be handed over to the Gentiles and will be made sport of and scoffed and jeered at and insulted and spit upon. They will flog him and kill him, and on the third day he will rise again." It really doesn't seem to be it can't get any more plain than that. Speaking openly. Now, let's see what our devotion says for us today. If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. Don't make me repeat myself. You might have heard these words said to you by a parent or a teacher or someone in authority trying to convey meaning to you that you just aren't understanding. This is the third time that Jesus has told his disciples that he is going to die. He tells his disciples that he will be handed over to other authorities. He will be insulted, mocked, and even spit upon. He tells his disciples that he will suffer, be tortured, and die. He even tells them he will rise again, that he will come back to life on the third day. Yet the gospel says they understood nothing of all these things. Did I read that far? Oh, I did not read that far. Let's go back. But they understood nothing of these things. His words were a mystery and hidden from them, and they did not comprehend what he was telling them. It seems pretty plain to me. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to Jerusalem. I'm going to be spit upon. I'm going to be flogged. I'm going to be killed. Third day I'll rise. Everything that's been said about me through the prophets, it's going to be fulfilled in Jerusalem. It was a mystery to them. The gospel says they understood nothing of all these things. They won't until after the resurrection. And even then, it won't be like a light that was switched on. I have thought before, if only I would have been near Jesus or walked as a disciple, I would understand things more clearly. No, that isn't true. The disciples that have walked with him from the beginning don't get it. I wouldn't either. Because of that, it doesn't surprise me that Jesus must remind us again and again about grace and God's unconditional love. I am very thankful that Jesus does repeat himself, that God pours out grace upon grace and doesn't stop ever. I am very thankful for that as well. Grace pouring out grace upon grace. What a patient, loving God we have. Now here's your question for today to think about and possibly open your journal. What do you need repeated? What do you need told to you 1,000 times? Take some time and write about it. Now that is something I would love for us to discuss. Taking some time and talking about what we're writing about, what we're thinking about, what we need to be told 1,000 times. And now we will end with our haiku prayer poem. But before that, let me just say, please, I would love to see your face at our Lenten dinner tonight at 6:15 and then at 7 p.m. for the service. If you can't make the dinner, come to the service, but you're going to miss a great dinner. It's our last one, so come if you can. And now our haiku prayer poem. Hang on, my dog is here scratching herself. Okay, here we go, our haiku prayer poem. I'm fine by myself. I learn that this is not true. I need you, Jesus. I need you, Jesus. Help me learn these words to say when the road is rough. When the road is rough, I'll learn that you will love me. Grace makes me enough. 1,000 times pouring out grace. Never ending, never stopping. God's grace. Thanks be to God. Blessings to you. Thank you for joining me here.